It's a pear-rific day in my kitchen, so we're going to make Nothing Compares Rustic Pear Pie. We're going to start it off with one medium-sized Vidalia onion. I know you're thinking, but you're going to see. This is going to be delicious. A Vidalia onion to a southern girl is like candy. So I'm going to slice these onions super thin. I have a half a stick of butter heating up on the stove in my skillet. Alright, so we're going to get these in our hot skillet. Careful not to drop none. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to high. Get those simmering down. We're going to add to those just a little pinch of the brown sugar that I have sitting here. Just a little pinch. So we're going to saute our sweet onions down until they get nice and translucent. We'll keep our eye on them. So we're going to go ahead and get the pastry together for our pear-licious Nothing Compares pie. Yumminess. The onions smell delicious in here, y'all. So I have 2½ cups of a Bisquick biscuit mix. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, regular sugar, 2 tablespoons, 2 heaping tablespoons. So we're going to add a little bit of brown sugar also into the dough. So I'm going to use some out of here and then we'll level it back off. I'm going to use about a tablespoon of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of white granulated sugar. We're going to mix that in our biscuit mix. And I have 2/3 of a cup of milk. We're going to mix that together. We're going to roll this out. Okay, we kneaded the dough just for a minute just to get it all together. You don't want to over knead it. We're going to roll it out long ways, like a rectangle. Our onions are done. The aroma is amazing. Nice and golden, crispy, and the butter. I didn't drain them off. The butter's still in there with them. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those in just a second. Right. So we're just going to square this up with our rolling pin. It's rustic, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so we have our biscuit rolled out into a nice rectangle. We're going to sprinkle it with a little bit of brown sugar over the top of it and just spread it out just a little bit. Alright, so we have a large baking sheet. We're going to spray that with some non-stick cooking spray right in the center. Okay, then we're going to take our biscuit dough and lay it right on the baking sheet. Okay, so it's time for the Philadelphia cream cheese part of my dessert. We have 8 ounces of pre-softened Philadelphia cream cheese. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of grated smoked Gouda. Today we're using the smoked Gouda, but this would also be awesome with smoked provolone. So, to that, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of pure vanilla extract, and the sweet Vidalia that have been sauteed with the butter, a half a stick of butter. So we're going to mix all of this together. We're going to add a ½ cup of light brown sugar, and then we're going to mix it with our hand mixer until it's well combined. So I've taken 4 of these beautiful pears and sliced them in half, scooper, and scooped out the middle, and then sliced them very thin. So we'll leave those set aside. We are going to spread our yummy cream cheese mixture right on top of this crust. We're going to spread this delicious Vidalia onion cream cheese all over this biscuit. Then we're going to line up our juicy sweet pears on top. Alright, we're going to finish this up. Okay, now we're going to top off our delicious pear pie. We're going to drizzle it with some honey from our honey bear. Honey. About 2 tablespoons. Drizzle it on top. Okay. Then we're going to shake some ground cinnamon right on top. Oh, this is beautiful. Then we're going to take a handful, which is about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of the brown sugar. And we're just going to sprinkle this right on top. Right on top of the pear. It's time to put our Nothing Compares pie into the oven. We're going to bake it at 425 degrees until it's golden brown and the pears are caramelized. So we've baked our rustic pear pie for approximately 30 minutes until it was golden brown. I turned the broiler on for about 2 to 3 minutes on high so that way it got the tops nice and crispy. You know what time it is? Time to taste. So, time to taste our rustic pear pie. It's like a pear cobbler that you can hold in your hand. It's so delicious. Wow, y'all, that was delicious. I really hope you try this rustic pear pie. I know it sounds a little bit weird, the Vidalia onions and the smoked Gouda cheese, but nothing compares to this rustic pie.